What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and ADA. Those are the four we're going to get into today. What I want to do is start out with Bitcoin here on the 4-hour time frame. We're going to do the 4-hour, the 12-hour, the 1 day on each one of these coins and just kind of show you what I've been looking at here. Right now, Bitcoin's sitting at $44,260. We're up about 4.5%. And if you guys get something from this channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's always appreciated. So guys, this is where we talked for a long time about buying the fear, and these are the rallies that you look for here. So this is typically how I've done pretty well, and I know a few other people who I talk to have done pretty well buying this fear. When you really start to get those fear levels and those relative strength index levels where on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 12 hour, the 1 day, you're completely smashed in oversold territory down in the teens, 20s. That's when you can really get these nice bounces. I like to look at those, and I like to look at the volume as well, kind of looking for that climax volume. So when we're looking at Bitcoin here, sitting at 44,371, this is an amazing move. The people who are buying the fear, in some profit right now. It's a great thing. What we need to do is continue to stay up above this 200 moving averages, and this is going to be on the 4-hour time frame. And I'm going to show you the importance of it here. So whenever we're trading up above this 200 moving average here, it can be for several months. You can see right here, once we crossed it on heavy volume, we stayed up above it for a month and a half. Beautiful gain here. Once we dropped it for about a month, we stayed below it. And this was a decent percentage move to the downside. Once we got back up above it again here, guys, if we take our date and price range, so we got up above it to when we broke it, you're looking at roughly about 46 days, and that's a 30% move right there. And now what you can see is once we lost it here, and this was on heavy volume, we were right around 62,500. We lost this 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. We said if we want to be conservative, wait for us to get back up above it. And now what you can see, we broke down through it here. We've been trading below it for over 70 days, and now we have broken up above it on heavy volume. So I do find that significant. So this is a true move as of now. This is what you want to see. You want to break up above that 200 if you want it to come on volume. And we really didn't even have much of a back test before we got moving again. So now we're challenging this resistance level, which is going to be right at around, we'll call it $45,000 is going to be a big area for us. And when you're looking at this, guys, what you want to pay attention to on the 4-hour time frame, we have our low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So we want the higher lows to continuously be coming in. That's where you're going to mark this uptrend, and you want to see it continue on the 4-hour time frames. It's important. Okay, so always look for that. Next, what I want to do was bounce out to the 12-hour time frame and show this to you. So on the 12-hour time frame, same deal, still looking for these higher lows that are coming in. That's what's going to be important for us. So right now, if we did cool down and we had a pullback, I would look for us to try to hold about $41,700 is going to be the area that I would want to see us hold. And then it could even be down roughly to that 38,892 is going to be an area. Now, if we bounce out to the 12-hour, something you have to remember here, we have to be aware of, on the 12-hour, we're still trading below this 200 moving average. So it's nice we're breaking it on the 4-hour time frame, but in terms of the 12 and the 1 day here, we are still trading below it, so we have to be cautious. So what I did, guys, as we got this bounce, I was buying the fear. As we got this bounce here, I was laddering out into the strength. And now I still have probably a third of my position, somewhere right in that range, still riding right now, but I'm watching it closely. And this is the way that I like to play this market, because we could always come back up to this level here and see some rejection at this 200 moving average and then start dropping back down. These are relief rallies that are taking place, and we want to continue it. So we want to move it from a short term to an intermediate term and then to a longer term, but there's still a lot of work to do. I like to see that we're putting in higher lows here on the 1 day time frame. That's what we need to continue. But we also have to be aware that we could have some cooling down taking place. Now, the relative strength on the 1 day is going to be at 63. If we get into on the 12-hour here, we're going to be up around 72, so get into some of those higher levels here. Then if we get into the 4-hour, we're up around 83 right now. So if we do have some profit taking, look to see if we can continuously hold this 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. I find it extremely important. So let me know down low, guys, what you've been doing. Are you trading? Have you been waiting for us to get up above this 200 moving average? I would love to hear it down low. It always helps with the algorithm. Even a thumbs up, anything down there in the comments always helps. So what I wanted to go to next was Ethereum. We're going to try to make this as quick as possible for you here. So Ethereum, same deal. What we've done, we have finally gotten up above this 200 moving average, and that's going to be in white, so we are breaking up above it. And what we did for Ethereum, we actually had a back test of it, and now we're trying to move a little bit higher. The next overhead resistance area I'd look at is going to be around 3,267, and then it'd be up to around, we'll call it $3,500. It's going to be the overhead resistance areas, but we need to continuously stay up above this 200 moving average, guys. If not, and we drop back down here, we'd look to find support at about $2,800 is going to be the area that you want to watch. Relative strength on the 4 hour is going to be at 76. If we bounce out to the 12 hour, still looking for those higher lows, want to see those continuously coming in, which we have right now. You can see how beautiful this pattern is. So we want to hold, say about on the 12 hour, we're going to look at about $3,000. It's going to be a nice strong area for us to hold. Relative strength is going to be at 70. Then if we bounce out to the 1 day, same deal, looking at those higher lows coming in. Relative strength is going to be at 60, so we have room on the 1 day time frame. So we're getting a little overheated like on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, things like that, but a little bit longer term, we're not looking too bad. Same deal, guys, just having to get up above this 200 moving average. Until we're up above it on the 200, or excuse me, until we're up above the 200 moving average on the 1 day time frame, we have to be cautious because we are still trading under this. And if you read about it, the 200 marks bull and bear. So it's important to always watch that, okay? So that's going to be Ethereum, guys. Watch those levels. If we bounce out next, we're going to take a look at ADA. We're sitting at 120, we'll call it. Still in this downtrend. If we're on the day here, lower highs still coming in, but what we're having is nice bullish divergence taking place. Relative strength's been setting these higher lows as price has been going down. So for ADA, what I was watching, if we bounce into the 4 hour time frame here, was a little bit of this equilibrium. So we had an equilibrium just really chopping here. We had this first move to the upside. You see how we had rejection off the 200 moving average there, came back down, found support. So set a higher low, and now we're moving again. So we need to get up above this 200 moving average, turn it into support, and that's going to be at $1.17. So really watch 117 for ADA. That's going to be important. If we step back to the 12 hour time frame and take a look at this, yeah, I'm going to say about 117 there, guys. We need to hold, and then it's going to be down to about 111. To the upside, if we really get a good move here, being on the 12 hour time frame, we're at 60. I could see us getting back up to around 135, 140, somewhere up in that range. Maybe even test this 200 moving average on the 12 hour time frame, which would put us back at around 146. So we just have to see what Bitcoin's going to do. That's going to be the driver, and that's going to be the factor. And then for Litecoin here, guys, and if you're here for Litecoin, put LTC down low so I know you're here for it. And what we're looking for Litecoin, I mean, this has really been getting a nice pump as well, guys. On the 12 hour time frame right now, we're at 72 for our relative strength. We are still trading below this 200 moving average, so really watch that. We have to pay attention to that, guys. So you can see this entire uptrend that we're in back here, we're trading up above this 200. So it's important for us to get back up above it. I love to see this rally. This is what we're anticipating, but we got to get up above that 200 moving average. If we look at it on the 1 day time frame, it's going to be all the way up to around 170, which is pretty crazy. That's how far below it we have gotten for Litecoin. Relative strength is going to be at 61. And if we really look here on the 4 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame still moving strong to the upside here, getting above average volume. Relative strength is going to be at 80 right now. So we are getting a little bit overextended. If we do come back, I would look for us to hold this 200 moving average on the 4 hours, what I'd like to see. And that would be at about 124. If we do go a little lower than that, because sometimes you can get these long wicks, could be around 115 would be the area we're looking for. But even stepping back here, guys, take a look at this moving average for us. Most of the time when we're up above it, we trade for a long time up above it here, but when we lose it, we can really get pushed down far. So just keep an eye on these things, guys. I'm excited to see the pump, kind of what we've been anticipating here, but I also want you to be careful in these areas. All right? God bless you all. Take care.